Hello dear students, in this subject groundwater assessment and development. Today I will continue that chapter groundwater hydrology. In the last class we discussed about hydrologic cycle, all the processes involved in the hydrologic cycle, and in the last we discussed about the hydrologic project. In today's class we will discuss about aquifers, types of aquifers. Okay, so these things we'll discuss types of aquifers. Before going to this type of aquifer, first we should know about the different geological formation in the groundwater regime. Means in the groundwater regime, okay, what are the different geological formations, okay, as far as the water content is concerned. Okay, here there will be four types of geological formation. One is aquifers, aquiclude, next one aquiclude, next one is aquifers, next one is aquitard. This aquifers, you can see here one aquifer. Aquifer contains water. It is full with water. Okay, then will be some rocks, some small soil, but it is means yield is high. Means we can draw more water from the aquifer. And here aquitard. Aquitard is here one geological formation which is nothing but rocks. Okay, we cannot draw water. There will be no water in the aquitard. And aquiclude also there will be no water, little water. You may find little water, but that cannot be withdrawn. That cannot be withdrawn. Means yield will be 0. Among this aquifer is mostly can be used for drawing water. Aquiclude, we cannot draw water. Aquifers, we cannot draw. Aquitard, we cannot draw. Among this, only aquifer is used for drawing water. Although aquiclude, aquifers, aquitard contain some water, but that's not sufficient, okay, to draw. Aquifer is a geological formation and a group of formations which contains water and permits significant amount of water to move through it under ordinary field conditions. Means through the aquifer, water transportation can take place. Okay, and that significant amount of water. Aquiclude, a relatively impermeable material. It is totally impermeable material that does not yield appreciable quantities of water to wells. So if we bore a well, we cannot draw water. Appreciable quantity we cannot draw. That may contain water, but it is incapable of transmitting significant quantities of water under ordinary field conditions, like clay, shell. If these layers, this type of soils are present in this layer, then that is called aquiclude. That layer is called aquiclude. So which cannot give sufficient water. Okay, so we cannot withdraw water if we bore a well in this layer. Aquitard is a poorly permeable geological formation. It is a permeable geological formation, means permeability is more compared to this aquiclude, but it is poorly permeable. It transmits water at very slow rate compared to an aquifer. But compared to aquifer, the transmission of water is very low. Means water content is very low. For an example, sandy clay. If there is sandy clay, that layer can be said aquitard. However, this aquitard may transmit appreciable water to and from adjacent aquifers, where sufficiently thick and may constitute an important groundwater storage zone. However, this aquitard layer can be an important groundwater storage zone, although the water content is low. Okay, unlike in aquiclude where water content is nearly 0, okay, which cannot be used for yielding and water transmission cannot take place. Okay, but in aquitard some water content is there, but that is not sufficient. That may not be sufficient, but we can withdraw some water. So important groundwater storage zone. Aquifers. Aquifers is a geological formation neither containing or not transmitting water. Fresh granite and basalt. It is fully granite and basalt. It is totally impermeable, and it neither contains any water, and water cannot transmitted in this aquifers layer. These are different comparison of the aquifer, aquiclude, aquitide, and aquifers. The different hydraulic properties. Here you can say aquifer, it can store more water, groundwater. Aquiclude, it can store some water. Aquitide, it can store some water, but aquifers cannot store any water. Okay. Aquifers means the granite basalt. Okay. And transmit. Aquifer, water can transmit. Aquiclude, water cannot transmit because very low water. Aquitide, it is comparatively permeable, so it can transmit water. And aquifers, there is no question of transmission of water. Yield, aquifer gives more yield because it can store more water and transmission can takes place. Aquiclude, there will be no yield. It is impermeable. Okay. Aquitide is slow yield. It is permeable, comparatively permeable than this aquiclude, but less permeable than aquifer. Okay. Aquifers, no yield. So here, if we, as per the yield, as per the water storage, groundwater storage, if we rank this aquifer, aquiclude, aquitide, aquifers, this aquifer will be number 1. Aquitide will be number 2. Aquiclude will be number 3. Aquifers will be number 4. Okay, these are the examples. Means the soil type. It's this different geological formation occur. In the sand and gravel type, aquifer may occur. Clay and shale, aquiclude. If it is clay soil, then aquitide. If it is granite and basalt soil, granite and basalt layer, then it is called aquifers. Okay, so these are the different comparison between these geological formations. Next is in detail we'll discuss about this aquifer. Okay, these things is not required to discuss because this is not our topic. Okay, here aquifer, which can store groundwater, which can transmit groundwater, and we can yield some water. It can yield some water. So that is our discussion in this subject. Okay, so we'll discuss about the aquifer. And aquifer, which already I discussed, that aquifer is geological formation or group of formation which contains water and permits significant amount of water to move through it under ordinary field condition. You can see this is the river. This is the water body. It can be a lake or river, and here there will be groundwater flow. Okay, flow towards the groundwater. Okay, so this is the groundwater zone, and this is the groundwater zone. Here in the lake, this is the lake, and this is the groundwater zone. If we construct a well, okay, it can water can be supplied easily. Okay, so this is the water table, and this is the, we can know that different types of aquifer are there on combined. That we'll discuss in the next slides. Okay, so these other terms used with the groundwater reservoir or basin and water bearing zone. This aquifer, other name of aquifer is groundwater reservoir or groundwater basin and water bearing zone or water bearing formation. Aquifers are generally extensive and may be overlain or underlain by combining bed. Okay, it can be overlain or underlain by combining bed. Okay, so it can, this is also one aquifer, this is also an aquifer. It contains, it store sufficient water. Okay. Next is different types of aquifers. Confined aquifer, that is pressure or piezometry aquifers. Unconfined aquifer is a phreatic and water table aquifer. Leaky aquifer, that is also called semi-confined aquifer, and there is post aquifer. Here you can see this is the stream, and some water is this stream contributes water to this the groundwater. The stream contributes to the groundwater. This area contribute whenever rainfall occur. When rainfall occur, this area contribute water to this stream. Okay, and the stream contribute water to this groundwater. So this area is called rechargeable area, recharge area. And the water which is flowing in the river, that is called discharge area. Water which is flowing in the river is called discharge area. So this is the confining bed. Okay, and aquifer depends on confined aquifer. Confined aquifer. Confined means the two layer, both an upper layer and the lower layer, there will be a confining bed, meaning impermeable layer. This is the impermeable layer, this is the impermeable layer. So it is confined, so it is called confined aquifer. It is under high pressure. This layer is under high pressure. But on confined aquifer, only one side there will be bed, the permeable layer, but the upper layer is permeable, I mean there will be soil type. Okay, so there can be moisture in the soil. Okay, so here when the stream water join to this groundwater, it takes years time to form this confined aquifer and centuries time to again confined aquifer in the lower regions. Okay. Next is the different types of aquifer. First we have to discuss this confined one. Confined aquifer. Confined aquifer is also called pressure or piezometric aquifer. Here in confined means the top layer and the bottom layer is fully impervious. Here K is 0, that is the permeability is 0, here it is permeability is 0. But in aquifer, the permeability is more than the permeability of soil. There is no permeability here, means this is the soil, K dash is the permeability of soil. So here permeability of soil is 0, here permeability of soil is 0. There is total impervious, upper and lower. But in the middle portion, the permeability is more than the permeability of soil. Okay, it means contains huge amount of water. The water in a confined aquifer is called confined or artesian water. This water in the confined aquifer is called confined water, or it is called artesian water. Artesian water flows freely without pumping because of high pressure. There will be high pressure. So the well producing such water is called artesian or free flowing well. All of you might have seen that in some places, if you just bore without pumping, if you just bore here, like in confined aquifer, if you just bore, then water will come easily without any effort, without any pumping. Without any pumping, water will automatically come to the surface. Okay. Many times, many locations you have seen automatic water is coming from ground. Okay. So that is because this water is under pressure, under high pressure, and this is the confined aquifer zone. So if you bore in the confined aquifer zone, you will get water, okay, without any pumping. Saturated soil that is bounded above and below by low conductivity layers. Boundary of aquifer does not change in time, analogous to pipe flow. It is like pipe flow, because this boundary does not change with time. It is fully impermeable. Major recharge occurs upstream and via leaky confining aquifer. The recharge occurs upstream of this area. There will be recharge. Water generally under high pressure. Piezometric surface is above top of the aquifer. Okay, piezometric surface means the pressure will be above the top of the aquifer. Means the pressure P by is just piezometric piezometer. Here you will get pressure, you will get the water will rise suddenly. Okay, means the pressure, piezometric pressure, that is P by gamma plus H plus this Z. Okay, so it will be not at this level, it will be higher than this level. Okay, higher than this level. It depends upon the depth of water it rises. Next is unconfined aquifer. Unconfined aquifer means here the lower portion is impervious, means permeability of soil is 0. Here permeability is more than permeability of soil. Here there is water table case, some permeability is there, but this permeability is less. Okay, this permeability is more. Okay, so permeability here, because surface water and contaminants can pass readily through the layer above the aquifer to the water table, and unconfined aquifer is more susceptible to contamination. Okay, so here this soil is saturated. This soil is fully saturated. The permeability here, if it is K dash, and the aquifer, this permeability also, this permeability and this permeability will be remain same. And here, since water passes through the soil layer, and the soil layer contains high amount of these contaminants, and the water gets mixed with this contaminant, and this groundwater get polluted. Okay, the pores saturated by pulling up on top of the impervious or low conductivity layer. Aquifer upper boundary is the water table. Aquifer upper boundary is the water table. Means pressure is 0 at water table. Here there will be no pressure here. It is like river flow or stream flow, open channel flow. Elevation of water table changes as storage in aquifer changes, analogous to flow in stream. It's like flow in stream. Piezometric surface H equal P by rho g plus Z correspond to water table, corresponding to this water table. Okay, so here will be piezometric head. Means what if you insert a piezometer, water will not rise, because here up to here it will be the piezometric head. Elevation of water table changes as storage in aquifer changes. Elevation may change, okay, if storage changes. Then this it is like your flow in streams. Next is the leaky aquifer. Leaky aquifer means leaky aquifer is underlain or overlain by semi-pervious strata. It's a semi-pervious. Okay, means here water leaked through or leaked to join this aquifer. So, but here K is, unlike here K is equal to K dash, here K will be more than this K dash. So in liquid, this here, this K dash is less than K. In semi-pervious, not fully pervious. Like here it is fully pervious. Okay. So since semi-pervious, so water may leak through this layer and to join this aquifer, and this is the impervious layer Kg0. So pumping from a well in a leaky aquifer removes water in two ways: by horizontal flow within the aquifer. Means if you construct a bore well here, the water will flow in this direction. Okay, in this direction, and within the aquifer, and by vertical leakage or seepage through the semi-confining layer into the aquifer. Means here there will be vertical layer, vertical flow towards this. Okay, because we are drawing water, so there will be vertical flow from this semi-pervious layer. Aquifers are completely confined or unconfined occurs less frequently than leaky aquifers. Means fully confined or fully unconfined means that occurs less frequently, and but this semi confined it is occurred, means common. It's common. Next is post aquifers. Post aquifers means if there is a there is a main water table and this is the groundwater surface. Okay, in between this groundwater surface and the main water table, like there is one impervious layer here. This the layer is fully impervious. Okay, means the water gets stored here, and it cannot pass to through this layer to join this main water table. So here there will be a temporary storage. Okay, so you can extract some water temporarily. Okay, post aquifer, a special kind of phreatic aquifers occurring whenever an impervious layer of limited extent is located between the water table of a phreatic aquifer and the groundwater surface, and in between this groundwater surface and main water table if there is an impervious layer. Small groundwater body separated from main groundwater body to be formed. Okay, separated from this main groundwater body, and then this post aquifer may formed. And here temporarily you can withdraw some water. Sometimes these aquifers exist only during a relatively short period of each year as a drain into the underlying phatic aquifer. Okay, and therefore wells tapping salts aquifers yield only temporary or small quantities of water. It can yield some small quantity of water. If you construct a bore, here small quantity of water you can yield. Okay, can be extracted, but it's relatively available for short period of time. Okay, and gradually the water content, water storage decreases. So this is about post aquifers. Okay, so this much. So this is so today we discussed about the different aquifers, different geological formations. Okay, so next class. Thank you so much.